Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day wherever you are today. So good news is I will be doing an update video, and if you hear any noise I do apologise, and hopefully the camera won't capture that. What I will be discussing in this video is, what games I'm going to be playing in the next few days, weeks and months that you'll see on my channel. And those games are Resident Evil, but not just that. It's these three. Sorry if you can hear that noise. My dad is scraping the stairs carpet. We have Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Resident Evil Revelations, and Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, the best version on the PS3. I do have the vanilla version on the 360, but sadly my 360 is good. So you're thinking, why am I playing these games? Well, Jill Valentine is my favourite RE character, and I want to play the game she's playable in, minus RE1, since RE3 is my favourite, so that's my reason. I don't want to go much into that. So you start off with RE3, which this game came out in 1999 or 2000, where you are currently from, or which place you are from, in 1999 and 2000 on the Sony PlayStation. And this game takes place the first half takes place on September 28th, 1998, a day before RE2, and near the end, the second half takes place on October 1st, 1998, the day before Raccoon City's, a few hours before Raccoon City's destruction, and a day after Leon and Claire escape. A day. So we have RE3. And here's the synopsis. Just days after surviving the grisly disaster at the Mansion Lab, Jill Valentine resigns from STARS and vows to leave Raccoon City, but as events overtake her, she suddenly finds herself trapped by hordes of flesh-eating zombies, hideous mutants, and a relentless new nemesis. Once again, she must rely on a cunning and brute force to escape. What she soon discovers is that the evil created by the Umbrella Corporation is even more horrifying than she ever imagined. And this game is a 10 out of 10, which I agree with. One of the most impressive slices of PlayStation entertainment. And I will agree, it does deserve that ranking, because this game is awesome in my opinion. Disc of RE3. Jill on it. I forgot to show that because there's so much crap in there. Prologue. And here we have Jill. Member of STARS Special Task Force in Raccoon City Police Department, she is a specialist in disarming explosive traps with her experience training in the US Delta Force. She is one of the survivors of the original incident that occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Cheerful, independent, Jill has a strong sense of justice, though she has a healthy emotional side. She's a talented woman with a strong will and excellent judgment. STARS Special Tactics and Rescue Service. STARS was founded under the jurisdiction of the Raccoon City Police Department to deal with increasing crime and terrorism. And then we have Carlos. These are our player characters. There are other characters we will see in the game. And I really do like Carlos, and it's a shame that he has been forgotten, because it would be nice to see him appear in another game. Carlos is from South America. His exact nationality is unknown, but he carries Indian blood. He's a UBCS soldier in charge of heavy firearms, security and mission backup. He is also responsible for weapons maintenance. At first sight, he may appear inexperienced and immature, but he is actually warm-hearted with a strong sense of right and wrong. Umbrella Countermeasure Service, formed separately from Umbrella's Special Task Force, which is the USSS. The UBCS is a rescue force comprised mainly of war criminals and exiled soldiers, though the team have a high mortality rate and have been very successful in crucial rescue missions. But that's Resident Evil 3. So the next game that Jill appears in is Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS. It was originally designed made for the 3DS. And this game came out in 2012. I got this copy on release. And this game takes place, even though this is next chronologically in terms of timeline, this game takes place in the years 2004-2005 because there are certain flashback sequences. But mostly it takes place in 2005. An abandoned, decaying cruise ship with evil seeping out of every shadow holds the secret to a global bioterrorism conspiracy. The truth will surface. Inside the cartridge. I managed to find this in my closet, though luckily the manual's seen better days since I've had this for better years, but luckily I've checked through it and all pages are intact, none pages have been ripped out. It started with the disappearance of Chris Redfield. Upon receiving the report, the BSAA dispatched two of its finest operatives to rescue him, Jill Valentine and a new partner, Parker Luciani. Following traces of a comlink left behind, Jill and her partner ventured across the storm-swept Mediterranean and took it. Nearing their target point, they found a massive black ship looming ahead, a ghost ship that had once been a former cruise liner. And here we have our characters. So the BSAA, Bioterrorism Security Alliance, Assessment Alliance. Jill Valentine, survivor of Raccoon City and one of the founding members of BSAA. Parker Luciani, an Italian with roots in England, serves as Jill's partner for this assignment. We have Clive O'Brien, which is the current BSAA commander. Chris Redfield, another founding member of BSA, and Jill's brother-in-arms, ever since I mentioned this. We have Jessica Shorrout, which is a BSA agent who may look fashionable but has very good combat prowess. And the FBC, which is the Federal Bioterrorism Commission. Morgan Lansdale, the commissioner of the FBC, which looks like an asshole. Ray Investor, one of the FBC's top agents. And a mysterious terrorist. Which we will find out who that is. Us. So, the next game that Jill is in, chronologically, is Resident Evil 5. This is the Gold Edition, which is the best. This game came out in 2009 originally, for the PS3 and Xbox 360, and also later came out for the PS3 in September 2009. But a year later, a Gold Edition was released, which added more content and DLC, which is Lost in Nightmares and Desperate Escape, and also Mercenaries Reunion, which adds more characters. We've got new costumes and new figures. Excuse me. But it also still includes the main game, Resident Evil 5. And yeah, got a screenshot of Desperate Escape and Lost in Nightmares. So, disc. So this takes place in 2009 in the Kujuju Autonomous Zone in Africa, with our main characters Chris Redfield and Sheva Alama. I really thought I was going to say Joe Valentine, but yeah, I hope I can play as Sheva in the main game, hopefully. But yeah, Sheva Alama is also an African native and is Chris's partner. But she's a member of the African branch of the BSAA. And Chris, his observation skills, insight and attack power and pull within the BSAA, years of experience have endowed him with the ability to adapt a variety of weaponry. Yeah. And save data. That's the Lost in Nightmares in the original game. So here's the extra content that the Gold Edition gives us. So we've got Lost in Nightmares, which takes place 2 to 3 years before RE, the main game. On a stormy night, with the crack of thunder in the distance, the dim form of two people can be seen in a deserted mansion. They are BSAA North American agents, Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. 3 years before the events of the Kujuju Autonomous Zone region, the incident, in RE5. The two agents were part of a plan to apprehend the former head of Umbrella Corporation, Oswald Spencer. So we have Jill Valentine in her BSAA outfit, which is different compared to what she looked like in Revelations, even though in Revelations she does wear this one. At the beginning, an agent of the BSAA North America branch, she survived the mansion incident along with Chris and Raccoon. After that, she and Chris participated in the establishment of the BSA after the destruction of Raccoon City. As always, her responsibility is to be a trustworthy partner to watching Chris's back. Is that it? That sounds quite lame. Chris Redfield, agent of the BSAA North America branch. As a result of the mansion incident in Raccoon City, he began his long fight against bioterror, and is also one of the founding members of the BSAA. Not like Jill hasn't done that either. And then we have the next final one, well, story DLC that is, and that is Desperate Escape, which takes place during Resident Evil 5, but when Chris and Sheva are chasing after Wesker and the tanker, after not long Jill is freed from the custodial device. Jill is saved from her fate, but the injuries she has received are severe and has collapsed. A voice brings her back from the brink. When she awakens, there is a man before her. This man's name is Josh Stone. He is an agent with the BSAA West Africa branch who has come to the aid of Christian Sheva. Thus begins the pair's dramatic escape. So we have Jill Valentine in a battle suit, an ex-BSAA North America branch agent. She was declared deceased during the attempt to apprehend Spencer, but now can be saved depending on the actions of Christian Sheva. Josh Stone, veteran fighter and BSAA West Africa agent. He was Sheva's instructor and also joined the BSAA. His value as a soldier is proven, but his real skill lies in his ability to coordinate and lead his team. He will operate independently of Chris and Sheva during this mission. This is the timeline of Resident Evil from 1996 to 2009. And here we have when STARS was formed in 1996, and then we have July 98, which is the mansion incident. Then September, Resident Evil 3, though it doesn't mention RE2 for some strange reason, but it does says Jill escapes with the help of Barry Burton, which makes the Barry ending canon. Then October 1998, and this seems very important right here. The US government decides to implement a containment strategy. The president orders a missile attack on Raccoon City, destroying all traces of it. Yeah. Take that, RE9. That's canon, you fucked that up. December 1998, Code Veronica happens, and then, even though I think this is 2003, they got this wrong. This is what happens in Umbrella Chronicles, even though I do have Umbrella Chronicles, but that's a light gun game, so I'm just going to stick with these. And yeah, Chris and Jill take part in the mission to destroy the Caucasus research facility in Russia. They were successful in destroying the new BOW known as Talos. And 2009, RE5. These are the games I will be playing, and I'm looking forward to recording them, and I hope you're all looking forward to be playing through these games. And also, the 3DS. It still works. I still have the charger, and this is Resident Evil Deadly Silence. It's all black. Played this a lot. I've had this since 2011, and I can guarantee it still works. So I'll be playing it on that. It will be hard to record. There's my 3DS. I hope you all enjoy what is to come on my channel, and I shall see you all in the next video.